What is up, fans of Grapplers Talk? This is Dave coming at you with another episode each and every week. Thank you all to the fans for being a part of this. And truly, it is amazing what the feedback I get from everyone telling me about how much they're loving the podcast. And I just want to keep bringing you all the best content. That's what this thing is about. And I am thrilled to be joined today on this beautiful 4th of July weekend by two gentlemen that are behind the brand ButterflyX. And a lot of people have been asking me, people in this area have been stirred up by the things I've been posting, saying, hey, what's this ButterflyX about? So I wanted to have these two guys on just so they could introduce themselves to y'all and tell you what this whole brand is about. But first, I'm just truly thankful for you guys taking the time out of your busy schedules. I know both of you guys have a lot of things going on, and just appreciate y'all being a part of this. I just want to get into your guys' journeys. I'm joined by Marshall and Justin over here. And we're going to get started with Justin. And just how did you get introduced into jujitsu or even grappling? And just kind of introduce yourself to the fans.
So initially, grappling, I was introduced from UFC. Obviously, used to watch a lot of UFC back in like I'd say '06, '07, but just as a spectator. And then later on, I actually married into Marshall's family. So at all the family reunions and stuff, Marshall's like, "Hey man, when you gonna come train? When you gonna come train?" And at the time, for a long time, I traveled for work. That was one of my good excuses. Kind of kept me out for a while. You know how it goes. And then it was always like, oh, I gotta get in shape. I gotta do some weightlifting and stuff. Maybe I need to start running and stuff. And he'd be like, oh man, come on, come on, come on. Finally, one day, it's actually just in 2021. I needed to make a change. So it was either golf or jujitsu. So I went to the driving range first. That wore me out pretty good. And then the next day, I actually went to jujitsu, and uh, he did it right, man. He paired me up with this 16-year-old girl, and she worked me. She worked me, man. And I sat out in the parking lot after that. Didn't even start my car. I just sat there and thought about, man, wow, I can't believe that just happened. And then just been going back ever since, training under him. And yeah, it's been fun. My wife's training now. My kids had been training. But yeah, it's been good.
That's good. You got the whole family behind it. That's
Yeah,
really the way to do it. And empower your kids and empower your wife, so when
absolutely.
there's going to be times she's doing something you're not there, that she has to feel confident. So,
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. I don't worry about her. I don't worry about my daughter. I know they're fine.
yeah.
They're fine.
Yeah. So Marshall, let's back up then. How did you get introduced into jujitsu, and what was the initial training session like? Do you remember your first time in there?
So mine was different. Whenever I got into jujitsu, I really didn't even want to do jujitsu. I was in taekwondo. My dad, he's always been in martial arts. And whenever I guess I was in school, I tried some, and taekwondo's good. I'm not dogging it, but I got into a scuffle. I was born with epilepsy, grew out of it whenever I got a little bit older. But I got into a little scrap, getting picked on, bullied a lot. I was real weak because of the epilepsy, and it just didn't go down correctly. So dad pulls me out, taekwondo, and he's been watching the UFC, puts me in jujitsu, and I think it looks kind of weird,
Oh
just
yeah.
men on top of each other. It just looks funny. Well, I'm about 7, and so I go to jujitsu, and I'm like, you know what? I'm trying my taekwondo moves on these grown men. And they ball me up, roll me
Yeah.
around. And after that, I trained with several different gyms from time to time, from Andre going to his gym, going to, I don't know if you know Pablo Silva, going to
Okay.
his. But I guess what kind of changed it for me was in getting me into was obviously everybody's story is basically like being bullied.
Yeah. And what year was this, and how old were you when you got into it?
Let's see. It was either early 2000s, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I
And you
was
got
about
into it as a kid, right?
as a kid.
Yeah. That's the way to do it. Getting them young and getting into jujitsu. I didn't find jujitsu until I was about 16, 17 years old, and man, if I found it when I was like 8, 9 years old, like that would have been amazing. But yeah, it's truly a lot different. I think of you mentioned, you with the epilepsy as a kid, you felt weak. I
Hmm.
think of Helio Gracie, and when he was learning the art from his brother, like they didn't even want to show it to him because he would just pass out.
Yeah.
Like that was the whole thing. Like he had this
Yeah.
weird thing where he would pass out, and he was the weakest one of the brothers, and he picked it up on his own just by watching the classes over and over and over and being demonstrated on several times. So
Kind
it's
of like the early UFCs, basically with Hoist.
oh yeah, very much so, man. He was fighting huge guys that were all
Hmm.
on steroids,
Yeah.
admittedly, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And just
Massive.
dominating the game at 170 pounds.
Yeah.
And
And
he had
he
a
was
gi on.
supposedly, yeah. And he was supposedly the weakest one, correct? That's why they wanted to showcase jujitsu through him.
Yeah.
And
Hickson was already dominating the scene in Japan, and they
Pride,
they
yeah.
knew, yeah, they knew what Hickson could do in the early days. And but Hoist, yeah, he wasn't the best brother according to the legends, and
Yeah.
I've had the opportunity to train with Hoist and do a
Hmm.
seminar with him, and I've heard people ask him questions, and
Good guy.
yeah, such an amazing athlete and human being, and really takes his family's art to, like, I mean, they all believe that art so deep. They all follow the Gracie diet and wake up every day like living the jujitsu life.
Right.
So it's
And they
very,
share
very
it with
cool.
everybody. People that have cancer, they just did something with them. I'm sure you saw it, giving a
Yeah.
guy an honorary black belt.
Yeah. Yeah, it's truly very, very cool. So Marshall, you being in jujitsu, what belt were you when you decided to recruit old Justin over here?
Dude, I think I was a
You're
brown, wasn't I?
no, you just got your black, yeah.
Okay, I just got
Yeah,
my
you
black.
just got your
Okay.
black belt, yeah.
Just got my black. Yeah.
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 Yeah. I think I've had my purple belt for 7 years, and then my brown belt, what was it?
A
5.
long time, yeah.
Long time. And
Yeah.
it was you know, when certain gyms close and reopen and you end up having to move, you have to spend time at them gyms. So
Oh yeah.
a lot of times they got to know you're going to stay there, and they got to know 100% that you're that belt, and you got to spend that time. And then, sometimes those gyms close again, then you got to find a new home and restart all over again. So
Right.
it's a hard thing to sometimes get those belts. you know.
Yeah. What was it in Justin that you saw that made you want to recruit him?
I guess with Justin, uh, he was a good guy, and I was like, I really need, I want somebody to protect my cousin,
Yeah. Yeah.
He was scared I couldn't protect his family. He's like, I gotta train this guy. I got this
nah,
girl that can beat him up.
nah, I'm sure he could have, but that's
If
what I'm
I
saying.
could have punched, no.
No, no, Justin was a pretty stocky dude, he at my stocky like Bill, bro.
Built like a donut.
Oh my God. But no, he usually at my gym, it's like everybody else. You don't want to show these superpowers to just people that are off the street that are trying to hurt people. And
Yeah.
usually when you meet somebody, you're like, man, that you look at a big guy and you're like, man, that would be a great rolling partner. He's going to force you to use technique.
Hmm.
But then you meet somebody super nice and somebody that's withdrawn, and you kind of want to show them this, and maybe it'll kind of open them up a little bit. They'll be
Yeah.
less withdrawn. But with somebody like Justin, I was like, dude, he's a really nice person. Doesn't meet somebody he doesn't know. He gets to know him like that, and they're his friend instantly. And I was like, dude, that's the type of person that you want in jujitsu. You know,
Yeah.
You know,
Oh
you want
yeah.
nice people.
Yeah. It's all about creating, like, I mean, every gym has a certain culture and identification and
Hmm.
identity. So you want to bring people into that culture that are going to fit that culture and fit that identity and not mess it up and cause division and different things that can definitely happen. So I'm very careful on who I recruit, right? I'm
Right.
checking them out. I'm seeing what kind of life they live, how loyal they are, and different things like that. So there must have been something that you saw in Justin that you wanted to have as a good training partner.
Oh, 100%. You know, like if you're training for a MMA fight or a jiu-jitsu tournament, and a lot of times you're putting your body, trust in these people to not hurt you leading up to your match. And if you're training with somebody that you can't predict, and some days you're coming in not 100%, and some days you're just sitting there wanting to roll light. But other days you're like, hey, let's go at it. But even though he's going 100% on an armbar or a heel hook, and you know how
Yeah,
devastating a heel hook
they're
can
gonna
be,
protect you, right?
right? They're gonna know, okay, I got him so solidified that he can't get out. He's gonna turn it loose because he's only as good as the team he trains with, you
Yeah,
know. So if
yeah,
you're injured, he can't get no better.
yeah. Very true. Marshall, do you compete or MMA, jiu-jitsu, anything
Uh,
like that?
I competed in MMA. What was it, about 5 years ago, Justin, or a little bit
Yeah,
longer?
5 or 6 years ago.
Five
Yeah.
or 6 years ago is my last pro fight, and then jiu-jitsu. It's probably been
Same.
what, 3 or 4, about the same. Yeah,
Work
I'm
friend.
pretty lazy when it comes to
Yeah.
competing. My dad's burnt me out.
Uh, No, that can happen. I have seen that before, but it's always that you're continuing to train and continuing to develop your skills. Competitions will come here and there. That's whatever, but it's all about just truly taking it as a martial art and developing that.
Right.
Um, so let's talk about how ButterflyX was initially started. What was behind it? What was the initial thought behind it? And we'll go from there.
So the initial thought was, so me and Marshall, we talk a lot. I mean, outside the gym, we work together, now. So we constantly have like ideas, stuff we pitch back and forth. We've pitched podcasts, stuff like this. One of the thoughts, last year, we'd kind of just in passing talked about just the rash guard industry in general and kind of how we felt where it was at, the pricing, the selection of like styling, stuff like that. um and I think we both always felt like there was kind of a gap there that we could maybe slide into. And I'd mentioned it, in passing, hey man, if we could just find a manufacturer, like, something that would be cool. Neither one of us kind of knew where to start. Well, Marshall being around for a long time, he knows a lot of people. He's dealt with a lot of these brands, existing brands early on. He has a lot of old connections and stuff like that. And it, we talk about stuff all the time and nothing. Neither one of us ever kind of do anything with
Right.
it. And I had mentioned it in passing, like, man, you know, I wish we could just find us a manufacturer, a good manufacturer. And I didn't know anything. He didn't say nothing. And then 2 weeks later, he calls me up. He says, "Hey, I got somebody. Let's." I talked to this guy, and I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, yeah." And he starts sending me stuff, and man, it unraveled from there. January of this year, we started really kind of taking it seriously and kind of getting into it, and then we just launched in March, and man, we've hit the ground running ever since, and we're just trying to make as many waves as we can.
Yeah. Yeah, something I notice about you guys is you guys aren't playing any games. You guys are hitting the ground running for sure for being such a new company. You guys are still dropping new merch and doing it the right way and developing your products. Like Subroll is going to develop even more and more on where it is, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's just truly very cool. Marshall, talk about how it is when you're trying to find the right connections and put your trust into somebody as a manufacturer. How was it for you trying to find the right one?
Well, like trying to find the right one is like in the beginning, I won't use their names, but the people that we used for Mooney Boys Jiu Jitsu, and so I used him for years, and I was like, hey, bro, who do y'all use? Who do y'all go to get all this stuff? You know, I know y'all ain't having a production over here.
Yeah.
You know, it's not being built over here. It's not being, everything's far off overseas or whatever.
Yeah.
And he was like, man, he's like, I can't give you a name, and I was like, okay, okay, so we kept talking back and forth. And then finally, in a way, he just ended up saying, look, if you message this company right here, you know, and all it really was, pretty much the same. It's a starting point, you
Yeah.
have to message an overseas person and then they spider web to the next one after
Yeah.
the other, and that's pretty much all it went. You had to message that guy and the next guy.
Yeah.
But
It's a filtering process is what it ended
exactly.
up being. Yeah. Yeah. And we're still, I mean, we're still new and we're learning those hard new company lessons, and
Yeah.
but it's been fun, man. It's been super fun. Like
But to trust them is very hard too. Kind of
yeah.
like what you were asking is how much are we in right now?
Ah, yeah, no.
A good
Well,
bit.
we're a good bit in,
A
yeah.
good bit.
Way what we expected to be.
Yeah, a good
Yeah.
bit.
That's
Yeah.
how it
So
goes,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah.
like then you'll have one guy for one thing, like Justin says, and Justin's like he's like the wizard,
Yeah.
I'll be like, hey Justin, what are we doing? And he's got everything memorized. And I'm like, me, I got a pen and paper,
Yeah.
we're both coming up with ideas, but he's got them floating in his head.
Oh yeah.
But
I'm bad about writing stuff down.
but
I just try
you
to
Yeah.
know,
pull it
trusting
up.
people is bad, like it's not bad, but I'm saying you'll have one guy, he'll do extremely good the one time. And then this guy over here, he does good. Then the next guy, it's
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
products are upside down.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of things that can go wrong with the manufacturing behind rash guards and different things like that. I know as a business owner and as the host of Grapplers Talk, I get probably hundreds of messages a day from overseas manufacturers trying to make me
Yeah.
boxing gloves, trying to make me rash guards, trying to make me
Yeah.
sandals and who knows what, right?
Yeah.
And I have yet to message any of them back because I get hundreds of them. Like I said,
Yeah.
I have a WhatsApp account and I have it filled with all of these messages from people I've never talked to, never met, and they all want to give me the same thing. So it can be very tough out there in filtering out good quality manufacturers and bad ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
because people are greedy about,
Yeah.
in which they should be, Like I said, my guy that I've been going to for years, he wasn't going to give me his golden guy,
Yeah.
Well,
So
and something else you'll run into that people may not be aware of is we always sample. We always want to sample their quality first. And something we've run into a few times is like, we'll sample something. Samples will be great. You
Yeah.
place that first order, it'll be great. You get that second order in, it's a completely different product.
Right.
It's like, whoa, what happened here? So just them little learning curves, you got to find a good people that you trust and stuff. But we've been very fortunate, I think, to get a lot of that stuff sorted out early.
Yeah.
And I think we're probably still going to have some growing pains as expected as we grow and as we expand. But man, we've been super blessed with a lot of support from the local community, from abroad. I mean, man, just super grateful for all that too.
Yeah.
So
You guys are out in the Texas area. So yeah, there's a lot of jiu-jitsu people out there with Austin being a hotbed and
mhm.
Houston's got a lot of jiu-jitsu. So there's a lot of places that you guys can definitely Texas is a big state, you know.
Oh
yeah,
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 for sure. It's a mecca now, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
You used
Uh,
to, you couldn't find nobody.
yeah.
yeah. Talk to me a little bit about behind the design of the rash guards, and how do you guys come up with the concepts? Do you guys like draw them out in your head or on paper, or what's the thought process behind all of your guys' designs on the gear?
Um, I mean, really, they come from everywhere. Like, concepts wise, has been, and we've got a ton in the pipe right now. But I mean, Marshall come up with a bunch of them. I come up with them. Our friends will like make a mention of stuff. We'll kind of maybe be reading and see what people are desiring. So the concepts kind of come from everywhere. As far as like the designers and stuff, it just depends on what the concept is. So I think we're kind of starting to find that certain designers are better for certain concepts. Like your realism designers, maybe you're more of an illustrative type.
Right.
So everyone's style is kind of different. So depending on the request, depends on which designer we'll use. Like we do some academy work too. So
Okay. Yeah.
if the academy brings us a concept, we'll talk about like who's probably the best designer for this concept, and we'll visit that designer and submit the concept to him.
That's very cool. So you guys have a group of different people that you use. It's not just one set designer. That's very
Correct,
cool.
correct, correct. Yep.
Yeah, that makes
And
it unique.
mhm. and
Yeah.
and it's always you always want to try to play to someone's strengths, and we're not opposed to, we're always shopping for good looking artists, and
Yeah.
we've talked about before, man, we'd love to start like collabing with artists, like maybe some good tattoo artist or something, we love that traditional style.
Yeah.
Maybe finding a good artist and doing like a collab with them, like a ButterflyX, collab with this famous artist or something one day,
Yeah, no, very cool. Yeah, that's what it's about, dude. I really like that. How did y'all come up with the name Butterfly X? Where did that initially come from?
I mean, just the position, right? Butterfly X, or you know,
Do one of you guys do them? Is that like your setup or something?
Marshall. That's his.
Okay.
That's his.
I like a little bit of butterfly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's it. And then we talked. We tossed a few names around. And I don't know,
Catalina
but
wine mixer.
yeah, yeah. No, it just stuck, man. It's jujitsu related. I feel like it's very, it's a great game. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I,
and
I I definitely like it. It has a catchy name,
mm,
Butterfly X. It just kind of rolls off the tongue.
yeah.
And I like what y'all are doing. Now, the cool thing about what stood out to me about y'all is I have a friend in Florida. Shout out to my buddy Dave Lowson.
Mm.
Years ago, he created a jujitsu card game,
Oh,
and
nice.
he made them for different academies, and I think there's a handful of them out. My instructor has one, and there's a few people out there that have them, but it was always a fun way to kind of mix it up every once in a while, and throw that into a practice or throw that into a live roll, and play the game. And you guys created a pretty cool game out there. You guys are the makers of Sub Roll,
Mhm.
and it's a jiu-jitsu dice game. And I want to talk about how that was created, what was the thought behind it, and where is it going? Because I know there's a future behind it too.
So there are jujitsu dice out there. There was a company that I learned about years ago when I first started called the Jujitsu Dice Company. They do make jujitsu dice, but there's no like real like rule set behind it or like how to play the game. So credit to them for the inspiration to get the game and organize the game and kind of expand it.
Yeah.
So it was inspired by them, but to make the gaming side of it is something that me and Marshall just kind of discussed, creating a rule set, being able to expand it. We want to, uh, we've got a lot of expansions planned for this game that'll be rolling out over the next couple years. So
Yeah.
just something to structure your open mats with. We'd like to make uh, more kind of belt focused. dice as well. Like the higher the belt, the harder the submission. Uh, we love the dark arts. Both enjoy leg locks. So got a leg locker set we're actually working on, hopefully coming out within the next couple months. So
Wow.
very excited for that. So yeah.
Yeah, you guys have the original set, and then you guys now have a nogi set out, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, so the original set was like a nogi set, and we're trying to be mindful of like IBJJF rules and stuff like that for like certain belts when we do start to expand. Um, so yeah, so we had originally had the nogi set, and then we want to start showing love to the gi guys too. We don't want to just put nogi submissions on there and stuff like that. So gonna see some lapel based chokes and stuff.
Very cool. Very
Yeah.
cool. Now I have to ask, do you guys see your guys' brand expanding to making gis down the road? I know you guys have a lot
We're
of
working
no-gi
on it.
gear out.
Yeah, so uh m- stay tuned. Coming up, we'll see pretty quick, maybe. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, that's exciting. A lot of people out there are excited to see where this thing is going, man. And it truly is, you follow your dreams and you follow your passions and you never know where things are going to go. And, that's how this podcast was created. It was a thought for many, many years and kind of and analyzed multiple times on the simplest things. And after a while, I realized I had this thought for many years and nothing's been going on. So, you got to put the action behind it, and that's what it's about. Putting that action behind that idea to make your dreams reality, and that's very very cool that you guys are both doing that.
no, thank you.
Yeah. So let's talk about. Do you guys have any plans of any future events that you guys are going to be hitting? Any shows? Any tournaments? Anything like that?
Yeah, coming up this month, we actually got a pretty busy month. We like to support local first, and so we any local event that we can be a part of and kind of help out, we definitely try to do that. This month on the 19th, we're going to Austin. The B Team Jiu-Jitsu, they have an in-house event. They're going to do like a team duel championship. Um, we're sponsoring a team out there. We're also going to be at Three Brothers Jiu Jitsu in Lake Charles, Louisiana on the 26th. They have a women's only cash tournament. It's $300 for the winner. We're going to have a booth up out there. The same day, we're going to be in Houston at Grappling Games in Houston. And then we got some stuff we're looking at in August. Uh, we're just whatever we can do. We're
Yeah.
trying to be there, you know.
Yeah. Another thing you mentioned too a little bit ago, and I want to touch on it a little bit more, is you guys help academies out with getting their gear. And that, like I said, as an academy owner, I get hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of messages from these people. But I'm sure there's other people out there that get them too, and are wondering, who do I go through? How do I get this thing dialed in to where it's going to be how I want it?
Mhm.
Let's talk about what you guys do for academies and how you guys get them taken care of.
So essentially, if they're looking for good quality gear, a lot of gear, a lot of the gear that you're going to get from the people that are messaging you, it's going to be the thin stuff. It's going to be the see-through stuff. They're just unfortunately trying to make a quick dollar. Um, the quality that we sell is the quality that your academy gets. So the heavy stuff, the good stitching, the stuff that's not going to rip, that's the stuff that we're going to provide. All they got to do is send us a message if they got a concept. Our MOQ is 10. We can do anything less than 10, but it's obviously more expensive. Our price break happens at 10 though. So we try to help whoever we can. I mean, we'll try to work with you as best as we can, and we can do it all. We can get geese, we can get whatever you need.
Yeah. That's very cool. Exciting for people to need people that need help in that aspect. As an academy owner, we train jujitsu. We're not experts in
Right,
clothing and
right.
all this marketing and different things that are involved with owning an academy. That's kind of the hard stuff you learn along the way. But yeah, it can be very helpful, very, very beneficial to just kind of put your trust into somebody else, and know that you're going to get a reliable product, know that it's going to come out the way you want it. And you're not just going to be putting money for stuff that you really just got to almost give away. That's almost the worst, right? You get
Yeah,
thin shorts, or I remember years ago, somebody got a manufacturer, and all the shorts came in the complete wrong size, and it
oh
was
no,
just yeah,
yeah,
everyone pre-ordered all these shorts, and no one could fit into them. So
mm,
Mm.
mm,
kind of disappointing, when academies go through that. So
yeah, it's
yeah, you got
frustrating.
to stay up on that stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and we want to take that frustration away, like we like the you can talk to us, like we're very available all the time on Instagram, text message, like any time of the day you message. Not like we have hours. We're just normal guys, normal practitioners. One of us will answer, we're just here for whoever, whenever.
Yeah. Where do y'all see Butterfly X going 5 years from now? What's some
Hopefully,
big
well, we're
goals y'all have?
hopefully we're not we're just doing Butterfly X
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah, yeah, not working full time. Man, it's so hard to tell. Like I said, for me, it seems crazy because we've only been running since March, and man, the outpouring of support we've got, the people who've kind of like lifted us up and supported us, and always sharing our stuff and always reaching out to check on us has been absolutely insane for 4 months. So in the next year, man, it's hard to put a thumb on where we will be. Hopefully, wherever everybody wants us to be, but we'll still be here doing
Yeah.
what we love to do.
Yeah, that's what it's about, man. And I truly, I want everyone to go out there and support these guys. They're two great human beings,
Thank you.
out there doing really good work, making sure you're getting quality products. I'm loving their gear. They got cool designs, but the quality's great. It's not cheap gear by any means. Like it's good quality stitching, material, everything like that. And I have tons of rash guards from over the years. Most of them are falling apart, but Butterfly X is really, really solid. Probably some of the best rash guards I've ever owned. So keep it up, guys.
Thank you.
Really, it's
Sure.
it's it's an honor having you guys a part of Grapplers Talk, and being a partner of the show, and being friends of the show. And I like to give you both just a few minutes to kind of give any shout outs, any sort of messages to the fans that you guys want. But each of you take a second. The floor is yours.
Marsh, you want to go first?
Yeah. Yeah. I just want to say thanks to everybody that has supported us, and Butterfly X, even the ones that haven't supported us. Thank y'all. But
Yeah.
most of all, just our friends and family that are close to us, uh, that have, been patting us on the back along the way, and you know, buying our gear primarily. I just want to say thanks.
Yeah, and same here. Thanks to all our friends and family as always. Anything we do, man, they're behind us 100%, pushing us, sharing our stuff. It don't matter what we do. They're always like super supportive of us. All of our training partners, everybody on the mat that's constantly supporting our brand and pushing us. Super special thanks to you for giving us a platform. Really appreciate that. Appreciate you, being with us early on, and then also to all the event organizers out there that are giving us a shot, being super cool with us. Allie and Freddie over at B Team, they've been super cool with us. Caitlin over at the ADCC. Man, a lot of these they make it really easy. It feels more like same with you. I mean, it feels more like a partnership, than like a
Yeah.
sponsorship. And
Yeah.
that's what we're looking for. We're looking for
For sure.
partners, long-term partners. So
Yeah.
we really appreciate it.
Yeah, man. And what I like is that you guys are just truly just real humans. Dealing with you guys is amazing, and being able to talk to you guys at any time, and pick your brain on certain things. Like I said, I'm trying to work on rash guards and things like that, and I've been able to
Hmm.
ask you some questions here and there
Of
and get
course.
some amazing advice. So I love what you guys are doing. I support you guys 100%. Throw out the website for the fans and the Instagram so they can follow you guys on socials.
Oh, no doubt. So it's bfxgear.com, and all of our socials are at bfxgear.
Yeah.
Uh,
At BFX Gear. And if you go on there and you type in code word Grapplers Talk 10, you'll get 10% off your orders. Check out their patriotic rash guard that just dropped. I got a few friends that I know are going to be digging that. So
yeah,
you guys got some great merch just dropping. The leg lock set is very, very sick.
yeah,
You guys got some good stuff. Comfort kills. I mean, they're all very good. So,
man. Thank you, thank you. We got some excited stuff planned too, man. I'm so excited. Like, man, I just can't wait. That's time doesn't go fast enough, man. Like, yeah. So
I know what you mean, man. And for all the fans of Grapplers Talk, I need you guys to go out there, follow ButterflyX. I know you may have some sponsors out there. It doesn't matter. Their gear is still amazing. Go out there to support these two gentlemen and show them some love from the fans of Grapplers Talk. Again, Marshall, Justin, thank you guys both for being a part of this episode and just kind of introducing yourself to the fans. Again, go check out ButterflyX. Type in your code word, you'll get 10% off. Also, check out our friends over at Spar Bar Soap. Type in our code word Grapplers Talk for 10% off over there. Again, thank you guys for being a part of this episode. This is Dave, and we are out.